Good evening, YouTube. So, came back to work today after being off work for five full days, and so today was Monday the 2nd. Came back to work. Ended up buying quite a few toys while I was home this time. So sometimes that happens. Got my projector all set up. There was some bad weather while I was home. Snowed a couple of inches out there at the house, and then it got a little freezing drizzle on top of it, and had kind of a little bit of an adventure. What day was that? Saturday, driving around. Had someone behind me that was getting ready to pass me on the interstate. And I don't know why people do this, but he was trying to pull into the left lane, which was snow, slush covered, with probably ice and ice on top of it, plus the, it was wet, and so the next thing I know, the guy goes in a ditch. I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and he's starting to pass, and then the next thing I know, I'm looking in the rearview mirror, and he's completely sideways, and he ended up kind of landing in the ditch. He stayed upright, but it looked like it was kind of a violent landing. And then, so on the way home later in the evening, I decided, it'd be a good idea to avoid the interstate, which I did. So I went home on the old highway, and of course, the hill I live on is pretty steep. There's three parts of it that are fairly steep, especially the first two. And I was beginning to wonder if I was going to get up the hill, even with four-wheel drive. But even though I got down to a couple of times, I got down probably 15 miles an hour, and it felt like it was spinning out. It didn't, and I was able to make it. Then I had a little bit of trouble kind of turning into my own driveway. It was so slick. But anyway, that all kind of melted off, and so that was that. By the way, I did, my upgrade was due for the phone as of yesterday, March the 1st. So I was able to go to Sprint and got a new phone. So I traded the Note 3 for the Note 4. The plan I'm on, basically I just had to pay $70 sales tax, and I'm on the same plan. I, give them back the old device, the Note 3, which I had exactly 1 year, and got a Note 4. And so far I'm very pleased with how it works. It's at this point there's not going to be anything radically new with cell phones, at least as they're the current design, because they've become very powerful computers, and the kind of the function of them is dictated to a large extent by the form factor and how you interact with them. And we pretty much mostly we interact with them via the touch screen. So they can put in faster processors, which the Note 4 has a faster processor than the 3 had, and the 3 has a nice processor. I was not displeased with the 3, but the 4, it's got an optical image stabilization on the rear camera. It's got a better front-facing camera, which I'm using right now, by the way. And overall, it's just got upgrades to the various components, and it's even got better battery life, if you can believe that, than what the Note 3 had. And I was always impressed with the Note 3's battery life. The Note 4 is actually even better, if you can believe that, even though the Note 4 has double the screen resolution that the Note 3 is 1080p. Well, the Note 4 is, as I understand, it's double that. So the Note 4 has a really amazing screen. So very pleased with that, and I'm paying for I'm on that plan. Might as well take advantage of it, so I did. So back at work, right? I picked a load up in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and that load delivers tomorrow afternoon or Tuesday afternoon at 3:30 in Memphis. So I stopped here in West Memphis because that's where most of the truck stops are in the Memphis area. They're on the Arkansas side across the Mississippi River. So stopped here, and then I will be leaving here tomorrow afternoon. I'll try to time it so that I get there about an hour before the appointment time. So weather-wise, today it was, as I was going across, it was about 42 degrees, kind of chilly actually. A little bit of breeze blowing, not terribly windy, but a little enough to kind of make it really chilly. Then when I stopped, it was in the 30s, like 39 or something, and so I don't think it's supposed to really do anything, at least for the next day or two. But if bad weather comes, and if it's bad enough, I'll stop. I don't have any problem at all finding a place to stop, and just stopping, and the whole point is to get there. That's why I just can't understand why people think what prize are they gonna get for passing a lane that's snow covered, the left lane. The right lane was kind of slushy. You could see the pavement, but it was kind of slushy and slick. And here the guy, passing that left lane. Well, what prize do you get for, is there a prize for being first? Yeah, the booby prize. The guy didn't get to where he was going. I'm sure, he had to call a tow truck and get somebody to come get his thing, and and I would imagine, that landing looked pretty violent, so I would imagine that it did some serious damage. It's a four-wheel drive pickup, and I think it was four-wheel drive. Sure, it did some serious damage to his vehicle, but I don't feel sorry for people that, that's stupid. It's just, it's one thing, if it's, let's say it's 0 degrees or 5 degrees or even 10 degrees, and you've got, you're on a snow-covered road, then it's, the snow-covered road acts more like a gravel road. But when the temperature's 28 degrees and you've got a snow-covered lane, the left lane is snow-covered, and then plus on top of that you've got kind of sort of melted slush, and so it's not really it's more of a slushy kind of surface, and then plus there's drizzle coming down on top of that. It's wet on top of the the slush and the snow and the ice. It's stupid. It's asking for trouble, and of course he got what he was asking for. So I just, but even on dry pavement, people drive like maniacs. I have to, get around, hurry, 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 and that's really what causes the vast majority of accidents. People trying to be first, get ahead, get ahead of that other person. Try to be the first in line or whatever. And maybe at best they save themselves a few seconds. But the whole point is to arrive. So oh well. We live in a nation of spoiled, generation after generation after generation of spoiled people, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse to the point where we're at now. And it's going to continue to get worse, unless and until there's some sort of sea change in the way people raise their kids, as well as people, being able to find maturity. As an adult child, at some point, some of them are going to have to become mature. So. That's, of course, that happens to some people if they find themselves in a gutter, either literally or figuratively. Some people will wake up you know, they all of a sudden they start thinking rational thoughts, whereas before they didn't. But there's a lot of people that will just live their entire lives. They seem to be content to live their entire lives in the gutter. They may complain about it, but you know, they deserve what they get. So anyway, from West Memphis, Arkansas, catch you later.